I don't know.
That's mine.
Yes.
Yeah, mine.
Oh, that's the
No.
talent. And the
Just
Pretty much it. So Kelsey says she's stuck in the subway. She's a wordsmith. Oh, there we go. You weren't late at all.
Linda, how many levels? I am complete and don't I don't want to mess it up. No, I'm talking about the old program. Yeah, this is Or it was back in kids later. I thought it was in 2014.
No, well, I'm the guest speaker, but I've been in Toastmasters since 2009.
You're a guest.
So your guest brought a guest.
You're
You see how that works?
Okay, very committed.
I am very committed. Actually, everywhere I go, I put it on my social media because I'm a bit of a shameless right. So I do have to just show up for other people. Because I just recruit for the organization. I don't really.
Is it for me?
So I don't Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? 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 Okay, sorry. Just give me a second. I just have to step out for a second. Give me a second. How long before we start, guys?
6:30.
I got 5 minutes?
About 1 minute.
1 minute?
Starting.
Okay, we're starting in 1 minute. So you got 1 minute to talk.
Ryan. Welcome. So Ryan was he's a Columbus brother.
Should I not be sitting here? I
So he
can't
needs
see
the name
I
tag.
don't need everybody shoving them there. Which one, Jason? Where are you?
Oh, Brian, right here.
Brian?
Yes.
Brian, he comes with me. Should I write your name for you?
All right. It is 6:35. We're a bit late. Oh, have a seat. Have a seat, Brian. Yeah, we'll be sitting there. All right, welcome to Deer Park Toastmasters Club 6859. This is our open house event. It's quite busy tonight. There's some food and snacks in the back, some fruit, cookies, Homer Simpson donuts, and some water. So please help yourself. Don't be shy. I purposely put that in the back so if you stand up and walk back there to get something, I'm not going to be angry. Don't worry about it. Okay, so welcome to our humble abode. This is our home at Deer Park Public Library. We've been meeting here for the last few months. We're going back to our upstairs room next week. It's a little bit bigger there and a little bit more spacious, but this room will do for now. So I will have, my thoughts on the theme. So the meeting theme is Mental Health Awareness Month, focus on vulnerability, storytelling, and listening. For me, I'm glad that they have Mental Health Awareness Month and also the Bell Let's Talk Day. I think in previous years, mental health is a taboo subject. And the problem with that is people may have mental health or they have friends and family with mental health and they're not aware of it, or they choose to push it under the rug and not talk about it. And I think that does a lot more harm than good because people need help. Mental health is just as important as physical health, and mental health awareness helps to raise that awareness. And also with Bell, Let's Talk Day, that's another mental health awareness function. Okay. We also have this day in history is actually important. I was surprised that today, May 13th, a lot of things have happened in history. Now it's 1607, Jamestown was founded. Everyone know what Jamestown is? Jamestown was the first English settlement in North America, and it was in Virginia, okay? 1917, this one's particular important to me because I've been to this place. I've been to Our Lady of Fatima in Portugal. In 1917, on May 13th, 3 shepherd children in Fatima, Portugal, reported seeing apparitions of the Virgin Mary. These events became one of the most famous apparitions in the Catholic Church. Strangely enough, in 1981, on the same day, Pope John Paul II was shot and seriously wounded in St. Peter's Square by someone named Mehmet Ali Akka. He recovered and later met with Akka in prison to forgive him. So so today is a very important day. 2018, 1846, less important, but it kind of strange today. U.S. declares war in Mexico. Kind of happening, sort of, right now, economically. All right, reading of our mission statements. Linda, would you like to read our mission statement today?
Shall I come up?
It's up to you, sure.
Yes, I Yay. The mission of the Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning experience in which all members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth.
Where the fruit is, the right side. Right. The special name tag, the one with the 3 stars on it, you don't want it to not advertise that. All right. Thank you, Linda. So Linda, is there any guests tonight? Linda, would you like to introduce the guests?
We have a lot of yes, and not at the tennis, I wish I was, but shall I start with the first handsome guy, or shall I start with the female, the really attractive females?
I'm the only one over here. I'm the only one. I accept that.
I'm gonna go with the first female that but the last girl that I sang the poem to. And I'm hoping you'll introduce yourself, Dora.
Okay, what would you like me to say? Your name?
Your name and where from and why you're here tonight. What's the purpose of joining Deer Park Toastmasters? Okay. Yay.
You knew, huh?
Yeah, I know.
I didn't tell her a thing.
Oh, I know, that's me.
Look at her.
Well, my name is Dora Yuda. I am originally from Uganda. That's in the eastern part of the motherland continent. What else? Why am I here? I've actually been in this country for over 20 years. Lots of things to love here, and I don't like the weather. I'm sorry. So I'm here because of an invitation from Papa Steve. So I wanted to come and check it out, see what's going on here. Yeah, get to meet more people, but also get to learn and polish up my communication skills.
Thank you, Dora.
So next guest wants to, hey, what about you were the last guy?
I was the last guy, yes.
But you're a speaker, maybe I should wait until later.
No, I'm the first time here as well, right?
Oh,
Not my first time in Toastmasters, but this is my first time here, so
Okay, well,
I can do my introduction as well.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Hi, how you doing? I'm Superman. Ah. Why am I Superman? It's because I am super making you the hero. That's part of the brand in which I do. I'm Powerful Steve, the King of Inspiration, and I speak for a living. I actually get paid to orate. I am considered a master storyteller. I started on stage when I was 8 years old. I am 61 years old now, and so I have been telling stories for 52 years. Thank you very much.
Next.
Next. Who wants to go next of all the yes?
There's two more at this table.
Why don't you go?
Hi, my name is Brian Green. I'm a retired park supervisor. And interestingly enough, I started my career at Rose Hill Reservoir, which is about half a block from here. So I'm familiar with the area, and I have a friend in Alan here. And so Alan put out an email that said, you know, that you were looking for new members. And this is something I've always wanted to do. Took me 70 years, of course, to find out. But I'm finding that in retirement, there's a few more opportunities I never took advantage of, but wanted to do. So that's one. Thank you.
One more person at the table, right there.
Yeah. Are you on? I see you're a speaker.
No, he's a guest.
Would you like, I can't, you should introduce yourself. Tell us your name and why you're here. We're interested to hear. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brian. I'm a lapsed Toastmaster. So I was a Toastmaster originally for about 15 years. And went through all the leadership tracks, became a district officer eventually, completed all the communication tracks. So I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. Helped start over 3 dozen clubs back in the day.
That's another hand clap.
So it's been about 15 years since I was part of Toastmasters, and it was a very important part of my life, very valuable part of my life. And I thought it's time to come back and be a contribution. So that's why I'm here.
Hey.
Did your team lead? 3 guests or 4 guests there?
The early girls in the first going up.
Hi everyone, my name is Mari Haruno. I belong to Inspiring Women Toastmasters. I think I joined Toastmasters in 2024, so 2 years ago. Believe it or not, I couldn't speak English at all and I had no confidence. But I have a lot of stories. Like I have come across a lot of tough situations. For example, I lost all my teeth when I turned 30. I got a car accident, but I'm still here. So I wanted to share my story. And then back in Japan, I did in Japanese. Beyond my imagination, everyone said, wow, Mari, your story is so powerful. Thank you for sharing. So after I came to Canada, I thought if I could do in English, I can inspire people who are from all over the world. That's why I joined Toastmasters. Since then, I got a lot of confidence and I won the 60s humor speech contest. And now I just this Toastmaster journey. Yes. Thank you for having me today. Today I will take on 2 roles, humorist and table topics evaluator.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
With a few more people at your table.
2 more?
2 more to introduce.
Oh, sure, have you all, I remember you. Okay, well, your name is Jason. Hello. Would you like to tell everybody why you're here, Jason, where you're from, how come you're here? Thank you.
Okay, I'm Jason. I'm here to exactly this, to get better at speaking my mind and some of the nerves. I'm from the neighborhood.
He's making, what are you making?
So part of it is I have started a business. I run a business. I'm a perfumer. So I'm going to build my business on my leadership skills and all the things that go with
Jesus,
it. Yeah,
with your perfume, it tells stories.
I do.
There you go.
Sure, yes. Sure, I agree with you.
Yeah, hi, I'm Chen.
Hi, Chen.
I used to be a Toastmaster many years ago, and I got sidetracked with many other projects. So I took a pause on Toastmasters. I did the competent communicator
Yes, I
teaching
remember
10
that.
speeches. That was before Pathway. Now, if you've been a prior Toastmaster member, you know what that is. But I am looking to get back into Toastmasters, and so I'm visiting clubs as a guest and just experiencing everyone's different speaking style, and hopefully I'll be back in Toastmasters and maybe join a competition someday.
Yes.
Dimitri.
Do we have?
Dimitri is the one.
Oh, Dimitri,
Last but not least.
Cousin Ernie, been talking to you. I thought you were.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, thank you, Dimitri.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dmitry. I used to be a Toastmaster club member back in Montreal, and I completed CC1 like Chen. It's by the old program in 2014. So then I moved to Toronto, and I'm looking basically for a club to join because I live nearby. And so pretty much the same situation. I'm checking other clubs and see what works for me, and then I'll make a decision. So that's pretty much it. In general, I just like public speaking. I think it's fun to be in front of people. And I actually enjoy it when you have all those like butterflies and stuff. Kind of makes you feel alive. Yeah. So good. So that's pretty much it.
Great. That's it. That's everybody. Thank you.
And you did a wonderful job.
Well, pleased to have you all.
All right. Thank you, Linda, for introducing the guests. Now, okay, so I'll review the agenda quickly. So wordsmith will be, as I go through the agenda, the officials please stand and remain standing until your name is called, then you can sit down after your name is called. So we have wordsmith, Sunday morning. Table topics leader is Philippe Brevet. All right, and Toastmaster is also Philippe. Thank you. We're doing the double role. General evaluator is Shrag. All right. And evaluator 1 is Sarah. Evaluator 2 is Carolyn. All right, please be seated. Thank you. All right. And of course, Marie, she has stepped in to do the humorous role and the table topics evaluator tonight. And she's never done that before. We do need a timer tonight though. So if anyone wants to need a timer to hold up the cards. Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Also, you were
All right. Now, I'll call up Kelsey, our wordsmith, to introduce our word of the day.
So the purpose of the word of the day is to give us an opportunity to use a word that we may not be as familiar with or may not use in everyday conversation.
The word I've chosen for today is halcyon. And normally I put the definition on the sheet as well. However, it has two somewhat related but distinct meanings, and they got very long and really big. Why I just I'll start with the noun, which is a bird identified with the kingfisher and held in ancient legend to nest at sea at the time of the winter solstice and to calm the waves during incubation. The meaning I think we will probably use more is the adjective meaning, characterized by happiness, great success, and prosperity, often used to describe an idyllic time in the past that is remembered as better than today. Halcyon days of youth. In those halcyon days of the free trade, the fixed price for carrying a box of tea or bale of tobacco from the coast of Galway to Edinburgh was 15 shillings. Also, calm, peaceful, a halcyon atmosphere, and prosperous or affluent. Yes, I imagine we'll be using the adjective meaning more. So I will keep track of how often the word is used. I encourage everyone to use it as much as they can. If you do hear someone else use it, you can give a little knock on the table. It helps me make sure I don't miss anything. Thank you for demonstrating.
Question from Bob. Can you do me a favor and say the word again for me?
Halcyon.
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 It means pleasant, right?
So
Pleasant,
I can
serene.
read this
Halcyon.
Okay, halcyon. Got it.
Yeah.
Because I like to write it the way it sounds.
Yes, I did that as well. So I'm going to do it.
C-I-O.
Characterized by happiness, great success, and prosperity. Often used to describe an idyllic time in the past that is remembered as better than today. It has this sort of nostalgia vibe as well. As part of this, while I also be keeping track of ahs, filler words, and reporting on that as well later. Back to the
All right, thank you. Now, the fun part of the evening is the table topics, and topics leader VP of Ed, Philippe, has something in store for you.
So for anyone that hasn't done Table Topics before as guests, this is the portion of the Toastmasters meeting where you come up and they speak on the fly, you get a prompt, and from there you can talk for 1 to 2 minutes, basically whatever comes to your mind. The intention of this is to build your comfort in being on stage and dealing with the uncertainty of actually not knowing what to say. And the idea is that over time through exposure, at the end of the skill, you will improve. So our topics are, of course, related to the theme of mental health awareness. We have 3 categories. First one is self-care. Second one is resilience. And the third one is connection. And there are 5 for each. So come here, just pick a number from 1 to 15, and I'll give you a prompt for the list. So again, categories are self-care, that's 1 to 5. Resilience, that's 6 to 10. And then connection is 11 to 15.
And should we limit to 1 minute? I think we have a big group, so maybe 1 minute.
Can I ask you a question? Is resilience one, like all of 6 to 10 or what?
Yep. 6 to 10.
Okay, that's okay. Got confused.
All right. So I'll start first, just to show what it's about, because a lot of our guests probably don't know what table topics is. All right, so what do you think is the best category for me? I'd like to be surprised.
New connection.
It's connections? All right, so connections, and the number range is again?
11 to 15.
11, please.
Give yourself a genuine compliment you usually only give to others.
Thank you, table topics leader, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. A compliment that I would give myself a compliment that I would normally give to others. Okay, well, to others, my compliments would be thank you for your leadership and helpfulness and selflessness. I guess that's a long compliment, but selflessness I think is very important. I'm very impressed when someone is selfless and thinks of others before they think of themselves. I think that's That's a beautiful compliment, and I think that's a beautiful virtue to have, because I think sometimes the human instinct is to be selfish, and you have to fight that. And if everyone was selfless instead of selfish, I think we would have a much better society. Toronto will be a lot nicer. People wouldn't be honking horns at every little at each other. People wouldn't be snarling at each other and everything. So I think selflessness is the compliment that I would give myself that I normally would give to others. Thank you.
That would be me.
Number?
He was 11, I think I'm 12.
Good. You're writing a Yelp or Google Maps review for sleep. What do you give it? How many stars do you give your review of sleep?
Read that question again. Did you guys understand what he said? Because
You're running a Yelp or a Google Maps review for sleep. How many stars do you give sleep? Why?
How do you rate sleep, basically, if you're using social media to rate it?
oh,
Yeah, like a Facebook or.
how do I rate sleep?
Yes, how many stars?
Fellow Toastmasters, friends, and guests, I am asked to express to you, how do I rate sleep? Well, sleep to me has got to be awesome. Because after I wake up, I feel revived. My brain is clear, my mental faculties is in order. So sleep has got to be high on the charts. I got to give it an A+. Because without sleep, Steve, will be a very dreary. I can't even finish the statement. I gotta go take a nap.
I'll see what, and that woke me up.
Well, that's called improv for those who are new.
Easy joke. Anyone else?
I'll take one. Say connections. And what number is not hitting?
13, 14, 15.
How about 15?
Okay. If feelings were tabs in your internet browser, which one would you close right now and which one would you open?
Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, if feelings was wanted in my tab, what would I close and what would I open? Well, for sure, I'll open the feeling of making strong soulful connections with my friends that I already have and friends that I plan to have. Because during the mental health month, I think it's important to have amazing social connections with people. It's important to have honesty, make time for your friends, laugh, share jokes, forget about social media, and maybe forget about the internet browser pages as well. So that's one for sure I'll open. What I will close is close the tab of loneliness. I read in an article that we are in a loneliness crisis, and I do believe a lot of it has to do with the internet. Quite the irony, because we're opening one and we're closing one, so we do know we need the internet. And that's what I would say is definitely close the tab of loneliness and opening up the tab of social connection. Thank you.
I can go next.
Looks like the guests are running things today.
That's right. I'll take number 7.
Turn your last fail into an epic movie trailer voiceover.
Say it again, please.
Turn your last fail or mistake into an epic movie trailer voiceover.
Okay, well. Mr. Table Topics Master, that's a great question. club members and guests, I actually love filmmaking. And I did a few, I like basically writing scripts and directing films. And I did a few shorts and I wrote like a feature film script, which has been produced. But anyways, what would be, I'm blanking out, so can you repeat, please, can you repeat the question?
Take any recent fail or mistake and adapt it into a movie trailer.
Oh yeah, so I have so many mistakes. Actually, basically a lot of them based on maybe not mental health issues, but on psychology, because we all like prisoners of the past, right? So we get traumatized by our childhood experiences, by our life path, and sometimes you make mistakes which more emotional. So probably I would make a great film or trailer where the character learns that actually emotional intelligence is very important when you actually don't react to life, but you respond with a wise and thoughtful action. And that's what turns your life into actually nice, healthy, and finally he learned it, or she learned it. It's the wisdom of life, being emotionally intelligent.
All right, number 2.
You can give me the phone, I'll do it for you.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Okay, here you go.
Okay.
Or no, or, okay, yeah, that's it, thanks.
If you're stressed, had a theme song that played every time you showed up. What song is it? And sing it for 5 seconds.
Okay, I actually just gave you an intro, it was like this. So that's a little, that was only 2 seconds, but I think you got the idea. I think that I use a lot of verbal, us, and I'll keep you busy, Kelsey. And, I think that I can, it's all the time is improv, because you can just come up with a lot of different sounds. And sometimes I try to make it sound quirky, but sometimes it sounds clumsy. And that, I would call that song rhythms of the, yeah, rhythms of the. Thank you very much, guests and fellow members and everybody who's here. Thank you so much.
So when does Rhythm of the come out?
Yes, I'm never.
Bring the
Table topics, leader, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guest. I am picking the one about happiness, whatever that is. Wasn't it happiness?
That's the word of the day.
That's the
The
word.
word of the day.
Yeah.
You just used it.
Happiness.
Halcyon.
Halcyon, yeah, okay. Okay,
We're talking about self-care.
no, I don't want to self-care, the other one, next one.
Resilience?
Resilience.
Resilience.
Resilience is a good one.
Please.
Oh, resilience, okay. Resilience.
Yeah, resilience, please. Too resilient.
If moods were weather forecasts, what would today's forecast be?
If I was to give the forecast,
If moods were weather
well,
forecasts?
moods or weather
It's
forecast.
like changing like the weather.
Yeah. So what mood are you in right now, and make it like your forecast?
Well, I'm in the forever happy.
Well, let that be the forecast.
That's my forecast, because I don't know why I have been around so long, and I was so desperately wanted. My grandpa, my father desperately wanted to have kids. He was raised in Trinidad, and he thought, no, he was put in British boys boarding school. He said, oh, gee, this is not nice. I want to have a family. So after the war, he finally met Mom, and he said, okay, let's go for it. And they worked at it, and finally, yes, they called me Linda for beauty, because I'm it. So that's why I'm Joyce. What was I was supposed to be? What's the word I'm supposed to be?
Halcyon.
Halcyon. And when I told Joyce, I believe that's why I'm here, and I'm so happy. Okay, well, that do things.
I feel like singing a song now.
The rhythm of the.
Nice weather forecast.
Oh, snap. Can I sing a song for real? Can I sing a song real quick?
Yeah.
Just this much.
Oh,
Why are you gonna call somebody else? You gonna call somebody else?
Yes.
everyone should go first.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all
we're
right,
still going.
cool. Just want a brief commercial break.
You'll have your chance.
Miss Self-Care, please. Number 3.
You're pitching Shark Tank or Dragon's Den investors on your new self-care product. What is it?
My new self-care product. Thank you, Toastmaster leader, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. My new self-care product, Alan would know, I'm wrestling with dealing with my aging parents, and they clearly need a self-care product. If I could come up with a self-care product, it would be one that automatically causes you to engage in the important aspects of self-care. Eating properly, sleeping properly, exercising, being with family. There's one more that I can't remember, but it would be more of not do as I say, not as I do, but do as I want you to get done. And the product would just do it for you. Maybe you would rub it on your hands like a lotion. Maybe you would ingest it like a vitamin. I haven't figured that part out yet. But if you could cause people to engage in self-care with a magic product that took all the willpower out of it and made it automatic, that would be, I think, a success, and I'd be very, very wealthy. Thank you.
How much is it?
Like try to say public. Guess. Any guess?
Any more guesses?
Product, it's fine.
Smile because I'm terrified. I definitely don't want to do it.
Oh, no worries.
Brian does that.
Sorry.
Brian,
It's fun, yeah, that looks like
Number 9.
You unlocked the video game Power Up Mental Health. What's it called and what does it do?
Say it again, please.
You unlocked a video game Power Up Mental Health. What is it called and what does it do?
You unlocked a power game?
so like there's like a bonus, like you're playing Space Invaders or something, and then you hit like the bonus ship and you got bonus points. What would be the name of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, like the name of the video game, like bonus or Power Up.
Yeah.
That is helpful for mental health.
Mr. Tabletop Mix Master, fellow Toastmasters, and fellow guests. The video game that I want to play is called Be You. And whenever you hit that bonus, you get to be fully self-expressed in life. You get to act with freedom and ease in anything you want to do because you have no fear. Because you know who you are and what you want to do and what you want to be and the difference you want to make in the world. And when you get to do that, and you hit that bonus, and you get all those endorphins and all that dopamine, and you're going to go out into the world, and you're going to make a difference, you're going to feel really good, and you're going to discover who you actually are for the world. That's the best feeling in the world. is to know that I'm fully self-expressed, I'm being a contribution, and I'm making a difference. And now you've got purpose. That's the whole point of the game. Mr. Tabletop Master.
What's left?
What's the ones left are in self-care. One. 5.
5.
You have to replace one adult responsibility with taking a nap. Which one, and how do you justify it to your boss or other people you live with?
Okay. Thank you, tabletop theater, fellow Toastmasters, those loving guys. If I had to pick one adult responsibility that could be replaced with a nap, the one that immediately springs to mind is insurance paperwork. Because I hate it so much, and it's one of my least favorite parts of being an adult. And in terms of how I would justify it, I think a key part of that would be how unnecessary some of it feels, can be quite repetitive. It seems like there should be a better way to do this, so until they figure it out, I don't feel that it should be required to participate, I should be able to just take a nap instead. I think that would be a key part of my justification. The time savings from that, from filling things out, from going back and forth with brokers and so on and so forth, would probably actually be longer than I even want to nap. Take a part of that to nap, maybe part of that to reallocate to other things as well. Like insurance has its place, can be important, but I don't love the paperwork administrative aspects. That is the part that I would replace with a nap, if given the choice.
Going once, going twice. So.
That concludes our tabletop sessions. Thanks to all the speakers.
Don't forget, in front of you, there is a little ballot sheet. So at the bottom of that ballot sheet, and these are the official Toastmasters ballots.
I only got one.
Oh, you can, yeah, right there. At the bottom, there's a best table topic speaker, second, and most improved, basically 1, 2, and 3. So vote for who you think has the best, second, and third, and tear it off, and then you pass it to Philippe at the earliest opportunity. We have a bit of a break later on, but we can fill that out. I think we'll have we usually have the breaks after the speakers, so the evaluators have a chance to kind of think. Yeah. All right, just quickly. So yes, in front of you, you'll see there's a few handouts. There's this handout, and this basically, for the benefit of your knowledge, is basically your roadmap of where you can be if you're a Toastmaster. So basically, it tells you as a guest what you can achieve in terms of core goals, skill development, speeches and leadership. And then if you're like a new member, 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12, basically it tells you where you can be, what you can do, what you can achieve in that time frame. So that's something, it's called the roadmap. So I wish I had this when I first started. This is relatively new, and it kind of gives you, it gives you kind of a target, a bullseye or a target board to aim yourself where I should be in 3 months or 6 months, right? If you're a Toastmaster. And it gives you guests who are thinking about becoming a Toastmaster, what you can achieve. At the end, after 24 months, you could be you can explore, you can be support area, division, district director, We can explore different avenues like practicing speech innovation and delivery, creating a new club. If you're a district director, becoming a district chair, and propose some innovative projects. So that's at the top end of the spectrum there. And the other handouts that you have in front of you is this one. It's called Navigating Pathways. Oh, bless you. You wonder what Pathways is? Pathways is a certificate program from Toastmasters International. And there's 6 specialized learning paths. There's a path that specializes in leadership, one specializes in humor, and there's one for motivation, like motivational techniques. And one for persuasion. I'm sure persuasion is something that's everyone wants to be able to do. You want to make people think the way you do, or persuade someone to, let's say if you're in sales, you want to persuade that this is the product for them, right? Presentation mastery, you're doing a lot of presentations like at work, like PowerPoints and everything, or presenting ideas. And visionary communication, that one sounds like more of something, something like if you're in like a CEO, or if you're leading like a team, you want to give a clear vision of the future of the company or the future of the team, right? So those are the 6 paths. So those are basically that's a certificate program that you automatically get if you become a Toastmaster, and it basically each pathway has 5 levels in it, and each level is about maybe 4 project / speeches, right? And then in each level you complete, you get like a certificate. You get a District 60 sends you a nice certificate to recognize you, and you can use that, put that on your resume, hang that on your wall, so it doesn't feel like doing all these speeches. I'm not being recognized, but yes, you are being recognized, right? So, all right, so that's what you can do. And last but not least, next week we have a meeting upstairs exactly 1 week from now, and 2 weeks from now we have a meeting upstairs as well. We also have guest speaker next week. It is David Padden and Michael McAcra. So they're both very seasoned speakers, and they've gone around they've been to Deer Park before. They love Deer Park and they want to come back again. So next week, Michael McAcra, and then 2 weeks from now, David Padden. Both very seasoned speakers, just like Steve and Chan today. All right. Moving on. I'd like to bring Philippe back to give his toast up to the theme and to introduce our speakers tonight. Take it away, Philippe.
Sure. Well, Toastmasters, most welcome guest and guest speaker. As we already mentioned, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And usually there's a lot of commentary and suggestions and even marketing campaigns about self-care. The most important aspect of mental health, according to these campaigns, is do things for yourself. Improve your exercise, your diet, sleep, taking supplements. It also might be reduce social media consumption, not as many video games. It goes on. That's really good. It's important to develop those habits for positive mental health. But I feel that this perspective misses a lot of the picture because it completely ignores another aspect of health, which is the reason why we're so much more intelligent than other animals is because we're so good at communicating. We have complex businesses, technology, the society has developed for hundreds of years. None of that would have been possible without our social illness. And unfortunately, we live in a society now that's much more individualistic. You're kind of encouraged to always be striving for achievement or material gain or accumulating things. And what falls by the wayside is social health and human connection. This is extremely important for health and happiness overall. And actually, there is one of the largest studies ever done on human happiness. Something that I watched a TED Talk with this is the Harvard Adult Development Study. And this is a study that's going on in Boston, basically since the 1930s. What they did is they took a bunch of people. So the first group was like Harvard grads. The second was three people, more working class, based in South Boston. And they basically asked them questions every few years, kind of establish, what they were trying to accomplish in life, like what kind of job they had, sort of relationships, their income, etc. And counter to the result was that the amount of money you made makes almost no difference for overall happiness. Like, the most important thing is the social connections in your life. That is really the investment that you really have to pay attention to no matter what, because in the end, we are social animals, and that's the most important thing. And so on that note, I'd like to introduce our speaker, Powerful Steve. So you've been in Toastmasters for how many years?
Since 2009, so that would be 18 years, 17 years.
The title of your speech is?
The title of my speech is How I Became a Man. Thank you very much. I was talking to a colleague the other day. I asked him a simple question. I said, how old were you when you became a man? He said to me, well, the government decided that for us. He said 18, of course. Then I turned across the table and I asked another colleague, how old before you became a man? And he said, when I was 21. Fellow Toastmasters, guest, I became a man at age 35. And this is my story. You see, I had a father. He was raised in the military, and so he ran the house like military. And he would say to me, son, listen, you see that door there? Whenever you think you're too big for the rules for the house, there's the door. And so this went on, from grade 8, grade 9, and here I am in high school, and I'm happy to be here, and 4 years go by. And throughout those 4 years, as I'm coming in and going out, got to do my math, got to do my sports, I'm on my way up the stairs, and my father will brush me along the stairs and say, hey, son, listen, you see that door there? Whenever you think you're too big for the rules of the house, there's the door. And so March 27th, I turned 18, and then 3 months after that, my SSGD. I got my secondary school graduated diploma. And I was so happy, and I came home and I opened the door, and as I was walking up the stairs, I heard a voice. I stopped and I turned back, but my father wasn't there. It was the door. The door said to me, hey, listen, hey, if you think you're too big for the rules for this house, use me. And so I quickly went upstairs and I just grabbed a few of my best things and I just put them in a bag and I just threw it over my shoulders and I walked through that door. Found myself in Brampton. We were living in Cambridge at the time. And all I knew was I was free from my father. And so I had this friend, and my friend says, hey, yeah, come on, man, my parents said that you can stay. And so I was great, this is where I'm going to sleep. And I put my bag down and I said, wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. And I was having a grand time of my life, and I was just having fun eating the food, and all of a sudden my friend comes to me and says, "Hey, listen, Steve, I'm sorry, but you gotta get your hat, man. And my parents says you're eating too much food. You gotta go." On the road again, maybe tomorrow you wanna settle down. And so I went from friend to friend to family until there was no one left, and I had to make some money, so I started the illegal business on the streets of Brampton. Let's just say that if I was working in a casino, I'd be the dealer. And so there I was, doing my thing on the streets of Brampton, and all of a sudden, I faced death. Death came knocking at me, and let me tell you something. It gripped me. I felt fear like I never felt before, because I realized at this concert, this is going to be the last place I'm going to see on this earth. And so what did I do? I cried out to God. You see, my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, everybody told me about God, but I didn't want nothing to do with him. I said, listen, you guys are there. I'm going out on the streets. I'm going to learn life. You can actually say I was the black sheep of the family. And so there I am, realizing that this is the last place I'm going to see on the earth. And so I said, if you deliver me from this, I will serve you. And rightly so, I made it out of the concert. And when I got home, I just found myself sitting at the edge of my bed. And there's that book my mother gave me a long time ago that I haven't really opened and read. So I'm having a conversation now with the book. And the book said to me, "Why are you so angry?" And I said, "I'm angry because my father, he never hugged me. My father never said, 'I'm proud of you.' My father, all he did was say, 'Do this, do that.' He never kissed me on his forehead." And so the book said to me, "Well, how are you going to be with your children?" Well, that's easy, of course, because I hated my father so much. No, seriously, I hated my father. I hated it! And so the book said to me, "How are you going to be with your children?" And I said, "That's a no-brainer, man. I'm going to take them to the park, and I'm going to sit down and teach them their math and their English. And every time they say they want to do a sports, I'm just going to..." And the book said to me, "Where did you learn all those skills?" I said, "Why, because my father did..." Oh my God, Felipe. My father taught me everything I know about parenting. And for the first time, I actually shed a tear for my father. I went to his workplace and I tried to tell him, and I was finding it difficult to say those three little words, "I love you." And he told me about a fishing trip that they have every year. And so I said, "Okay, can I go on the fishing trip with you?" And he thought I was joking. And after 30 minutes of trying to reach him, I left. 10 minutes in the car, my phone rang. It was my father. He said, "Were you serious? Do you want to go on a fishing trip?" And I said, "Yes, I'd love that very much." And so there it is. We're going on a fishing trip, our first trip together. 3 days on the lake, just him and I. And I'll have the time to tell him how much I love him. Friday came, couldn't do it. Okay, Saturday, for sure. Saturday, I'm going to do it. We're going to be on the lake from 5 in the morning to 5 in the evening. For sure, I'm going to do it. 12 hours, I sat there. He's right there in a 14-foot aluminum boat, and I couldn't say 3 words for 12 hours. Okay, all right. Sunday, it's a short day. Fishing trip is going to be over, the derby and everything. From 10 till 2, I'll tell him then. I couldn't do it. So I said, okay, on the way home, I got to do it. And so here I am sitting in the car. He's right there. I got shotgun. And I opened my mouth and I said, "Father, tell me something that you did when you were younger and you regretted." He told me when he was 12 years old, he stole something from the store. And for the first time, I saw my father as a human being. And I opened up and I started to tell him everything how I felt about him growing up. And just like that, we were in Toronto. We were up north past Barrie, and the time flew by so fast. But then he got out to unhook the boat, and he left the car door open, and I got out. And I stood right where he has to pass to get back in the car. And as he came up to get back in the car, he saw me standing there, and he tried actually moving me with his hand, and I actually went like this. For the first time, I resisted my father, and I said to him, I can use a hug. My father thought I was kidding, but when he saw my eyes, my father did this. And I stepped into him. I took my arms, I put it over him. You know, I was cheek to cheek for the first time with my father, and he said, thank you. Thank you for being my dad. Thank you for not divorcing mom. Thank you for being a great provider for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. For the first time I saw my father cry, I started to cry. Two grown men standing up in a parking lot of a workplace, just bearing their soul. And that is the day that I became a man. I was 35 years old. Thank you very much. Truth be told, guys, the competition speech is 7 minutes, but I decided to give you guys the full regalia. I know it wasn't 7 minutes. I wasn't trying to hit 7 minutes. I stood up there and something just said, give them the works. So you guys got the works. Hello, how you doing, Scott? Are you taking a moment? Felipe is like he doesn't want to get up. I think it's your turn, Felipe. She said.
We're seeing a little, what the emotional impact of your speech there. So
Thank you.
you're right, myself. Next we have Jan Singh over your other speech, and what's the title of your speech?
The title of my speech is, Can You Hear My Voice? Just listen to, hear the story behind my voice. Yeah.
Sure.
What's the timing for your speech?
I'd say 5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7, okay.
Can you hear my voice? There's a story in my voice. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I can see in your eyes, looking at me with curiosity, waiting to hear what I have to say. But in return, I'm silently releasing nerves, anxiety, and fear. You see, there was a time in my life when I had a burning desire to use my words, my thoughts, my emotions to express who I am, to share the view that I've had, to connect with others in meaningful ways, to solve problems, to help each other, to define our purpose. But instead, I was controlled and suppressed. It all started when I was a kid. I come from a family of 10 kids. My eldest sister, all the way down to the 9th child, I was that 9th child. I was born in a farm in a beautiful country, Guyana, South America. My parents worked in the farm and I hardly saw them. They go from 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the night. They gave all the parenting responsibility to all my older siblings. So I really got parented by my parents. My older siblings told me what to do, when to speak, how to speak, what chores I should do, who should be my friends. And so I grew up as the 9th child of 10 kids, always listening to the voices of my older siblings. I couldn't say anything. In fact, my older brother sneaked a girl in our house, and I could not dare say anything to mom when she came home that night. Later on, my dad passed on, and my mom could not be seen because she would have to double up her work time at the farm so that we could have enough money to feed us and shelter us. And so my siblings continue with, always giving me the order, never allow me to speak. And so 2 years later, in my late teens, we moved to Canada. I finished high school. I started working for one of the big 6 banks. I was doing a great job until my manager pulled me in the side and she said to me, you have great ideas. You work very smart, but the problem is you are not expressing yourself. And then I could hear the voice of my older siblings telling me they're the one that are supposed to talk and express themselves. You are supposed to be the listener and listen, take orders, and not be free to express yourself. And then I realized that my self-limiting belief as a child was brought into my adult life. And as much as I was excited to share that, express my view, connect with people, talk about ideas, and just enjoy life, I felt suppressed inside because I couldn't express, I couldn't speak. Then I attended a Toastmaster club, and as a guest, would you believe me, I sat at the back hoping that the VP of Ed or the president would not ask me to introduce myself. I was shaking, like really shaking at the Toastmasters meeting. Finally, I joined a Toastmaster meeting and I completed a number of speeches. I then became the VP of Education. And in that role, as most of you know in this club, it's a leadership role where you have to inspire, you have to encourage members to complete their speeches. And then I realized that there's something inside of me that I have, and this is the time where I get to express myself. I apply for more senior roles at the bank. I seek out friends. I ask mentors to help me, how to communicate and express myself. And it all turned out to be wonderful because once you ask people for help, you're slowly eliminating and dropping your limiting self-belief about yourself, which in my case was very submissive, shy, didn't want to speak. And now I am very much comfortable in who I am, about speaking, about communicating, talking to anyone, feeling open. So the messages that I have is you become fearless when you face your fear. Do the things that are fearful and you will always be fearless.
Well, Shan, that brings a conclusion to our speaking portion of the evening. And so as with the table topics, I think we take a minute or two to write down any comments you have on the small column piece of paper there. There's a section about the first and second speaker.
Just remind everyone to give you that little thing for the table topics. Right? We can have a 5-minute break.
Can I have another one of these? I really messed up.
So we're gonna have a 5-minute break right now, and there's some Homer Simpson donuts there. There's like some, you want healthy stuff. There's fruit. There's cheese, which is not quite so healthy, but it's a lot of vitamins. And there's homemade cookies there from Carolyn. And there's water as well.
Yeah. I was in 2016.
Yes.
2014.
Well, I mean, it's like,
Yeah, you're the dream.
we're not.
Yeah, so I finished and then they told me
This is all like
I was gonna apply for
it's
the
all
next
big.
level, like a bronze, right?
day
So-
it became a
And
war.
it's like 5:30.
Or the day it used to be a tree.
Yes, that's, I like that too. My home will be kidding.
2019.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hear the fire flushing over there.
All the stuff on the other side. Oh, sure. It will actually get back here.
So the speakers, yeah, speaker one and speaker two.
Oh,
So it's just
Oh,
general
just that,
comments.
okay.
So did you get any guest form?
What
Yeah.
band did it?
So you can fill that out. Contact.
You said you were working for the band?
Yes, no?
Yeah.
Right,
You got a corner there. That's a-
There's the,
This is not a toothpick, it's actually a fork. He's in Toastmasters right now this week. And it's the day I got the fork.
well, the one that was kind of inside. That one was called table topics. That was. Oh, that's.
I
Usually 5 years. The first one. Most of these 5.
So you don't have to use colors like, it's a small thing on the mix, it's a small thing, I accidentally missed it. Yeah, just general, just general, yeah. Because it was a small thing, I missed it.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Because it's still a new, role, and I, sometimes like, they all, X's, Toastmaster, you know.
I didn't speak, 9 speaker.
Yeah. I'll tag that in after,
No problem. So if you want there.
I mean, oh, yeah, sure. You can go like there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, sounds good.
Oh, totally, yeah.
What is, this gentleman's name?
They were to fix on the humor.
Humans all come to us, I could be but now let's see
Right, Senate. Is your votes here?
Yes.
Any comments?
Oh, I had mine sitting here somewhere, I don't know what.
Too much.
I did it.
So.
No, the tabletop is, the tabletop is, I got it sitting right here. Oh, this is the great. I could have done. It's the speech that I use, but I gave the wrong. In the speech, it was. I just did
All right, so slightly longer than 5 minutes. I will call. I'll call the first evaluator. I know Sheree's sitting there, but so the first evaluator will be Sarah. Please welcome Sarah to evaluate Steve. Right? Did you evaluate Steve? You're evaluating Steve? All right, excellent.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
That's what I need to write now.
Okay, great. Fellow Toastmasters, fellow members, guests, most welcome guests. All right, I'm going to be doing the evaluation for Steve, aka Superman. So, the moment you opened your mouth was quite arresting. I think we can all agree on that. Your presence is very, you stop people in their tracks, and because it's really interesting in a lot of aspects about you that I'm going to get into. And I just want to say, even your presence in a meeting, your confidence really invites other people to come play too, which is very nice. But back to the speech. So I thought that the quality of your voice was very, you have like strong pipes and it reverberates through the room. Very deep and velvety. Yeah.
Deep and velvety.
I mean, it's true. I thought that it was really interesting and entertaining the way you made use of props, like the backpack, even the hat. I think you took it off and on again. It was so. It was like you're a performer. It was like a monologue from a play. So yeah, I felt like you made every moment count too. Like in the meeting, in your speech, especially like when you said I hated him, and you also delighted people, like in moments of like levity, where you made people laugh. The speed variation was interesting. The loud and quietness was interesting. There was a couple of moments that were unclear to me. When you were talking about facing death, I think you were just mentioning just now that it was unclear, maybe that was deliberate, but I was like, was it like the casino dealer stuff, or was it, did a conflict with someone happen, or like what happened there?
Yeah, it was a casino dealer stuff with a conflict with two other people.
Oh, okay, so I don't know if that's a necessary detail or not, but I was like, what's happening here? Maybe it's not, I'm not sure. I also felt the timeline was, maybe that's an area that could be improved, because you were 18, and then soon it was a fishing trip, and I was thinking you were 18 during the fishing trip. Maybe I blanked out for a second.
Good point. When did it start?
Yes, exactly. And then I was like, wait, if you're 18, okay, how was your problem? Okay,
That was a
whatever.
long fishing.
I liked your breath work because I can hear that. And then, yeah, I liked your title. I like the whole theme. It's like, it's about connecting to your father and asking for, not just getting from what you needed from him helped you become a man, but like asking for what you needed from him. That was a really powerful moment. So thank you very much.
All right,
Thank you very much. I wrote down everything.
And our next evaluator is Carolyn, who's evaluating Chan. Welcome, Carolyn.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome guests. Shannon, thank you for a lovely, lovely speech. I thought your introduction just brought us right in. In my mind, I kept resonating over something that I grew up with. I grew up in a family of 10 children. I have one brother. But I did grow up with a father, sounds like a bit like yours, who said to me always, children are meant to be seen and not heard. So it's a bit different than your situation, but kind of similar. And it kept resonating with me as you told your story. It's like, wow, I felt like that too. Wow, I felt like that too. And hearing your journey of taking what was sort of ingrained in you growing up and how you used it as you went through the workforce, as you went through meeting people, and how you dealt with it and grew, was just sort of teaching me. I don't know if I was supposed to learn lessons, but I was. And I was drawn in and I was really listening and trying to understand. So I thought it was an incredible story. And it was told, I could tell you were in probably the corporate working world, not only because of your nice jacket, but because the way your thoughts are organized, they're very logical, they're very concise. And you actually, in your speech, gave us a sort of précis of what you're going to be talking about, sort of like you do in a memo to someone where you sort of give them what it's all about in the first 2 lines, so hoping maybe they'll read on to the rest of it. So I thought that was notable. That I come from the corporate world, so that was notable to me. And your story was great. It really resonated with me. I think to make it even better, and I'm not doing it right now, I think you could use more of the stage, more of the podium. You were doing nice gestures, but you weren't using the space as much as you potentially could. And maybe because you were a little girl and then you grew up, you could be moving around the stage to make it even better. I know this speech is destined for some sort of advanced speaking club calculation or something where you're presenting yourself. And I think if you could do that, I think it would elevate the speech and make you more ready for that environment. So a great, great speech. Thank you for sharing. And I think it's got lots of places to go. Thank you.
Now there was one more evaluation that I forgot. It was the table topics evaluation, and Marie will talk about how we did for table topics.
Master and distinguished guests, today I would like to evaluate table topics. But wow, I didn't expect, but we had 9 speakers. So I have only 4 minutes, so I don't evaluate each speaker. If you want me to give feedback, please let me know. I will do later. But first of all, I would like to thank you as a table topic master. I saw the theme is mental health. So I thought just like you create some question related to mental health, but not only that, you create some categories like connection or resilience. That's so very creative. So I really appreciate that. And also, I know your personality, you are very shy, but you are very friendly. And when when speaker asks you question, then you just repeat quietly. That's very nice. Thank you so much. My gift, 3 gifts. The first one, when you read a question, maybe you can a little bit. You have to get out of your comfort zone, but you have to speak more loudly so that everyone can understand clearly. That's so important. And also, word of the day, halcyon. So it's a great opportunity to use word of the day for everyone. So you can encourage. It's a great opportunity to use word of the day. What? Halcyon! Yay! Yes. So that then everyone try to use it. That's so much fun. So maybe not only you, everyone, I want to recommend. And finally, because we have 9 speakers, of course we cannot remember which is the best speaker. So maybe you can just recap each speech briefly so that everyone can remember what speech is, who speak what speech. So overall, I really appreciate you lead this session. And for 9 speakers, the common thing of this means, common thing is everyone, wow, think on your feet. You, as soon as you hear question, you speak immediately. That was amazing. Some people even experience Toastmaster sometimes need to pause. Oh my God, to freeze. But here, everyone speak like a stream. That was amazing. And hand gesture, everyone use. Some people like use extrovert hand, but when I saw everyone at least use opening, this means like we not only show, you can show your confidence as well. So I think that was great. So three gifts I would like to give. One is eye contact. Steve, you try to use eye contact, but even Steve, I want to say, because stage is here, and also you can also hear from here. So that's why not only just look at here, maybe you can go this way. In this way, you can connect with everyone and you can engage everyone. Because table topic is fun, so I think please encourage everyone. And also, what I do, use the stage boldly. And finally, one thing, I wasn't sure, but everyone speak less than 1 minute. Because this speech is 1 to 2 minutes, you can use more. You can expand your story more. Because I want to hear, everyone want to hear. Oh, so that's my gift. But overall, I really enjoyed your speech. Yes, so next time, please consider those gifts. Then you're gonna be amazing. Back to you, Mother. No.
We'll call you back for your humorous story, but I'd like to give Shirag a chance to evaluate the meeting as a whole. You, Shirag?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was just trying to make notes for a lot of things that happened, and to be honest, it's been I've come back to this meeting in a very long time, but I'm happy to see this club is alive and well, and more importantly, thriving. So as much as I would like to think that the world stops moving when I'm not around, it's a reassuring thing that it will be alive and kicking when you get back. Broader themes of the meeting, we started at 6:35, but when I look back, we delayed it for a good reason. We had a lot of guests, we had a lot of new faces, so there was a good amount of introductions happening before the meeting started. So I would rather have that than a meeting start on time without people knowing each other. It kind of sets the mood, which is a good thing. The setup was perfectly made. I saw a lot of documents available just to help our guests understand what to expect, a lot of materials available for them to make sense of the meeting and to get the most out of it. Great introductions. I think Sergeant at Arms Linda did a great job. And I think this is probably the first meeting where I saw each one of those guests willing to speak about themselves. I've been to meetings where guests try to shy away and hope that nobody looks at them. But this is the first time where I'm seeing guests actively participating and trying to get the best out of the meeting, which is a good thing. For the chairperson, Alan, thank you. It was a great example of leading with an example, so which is a good thing. You started off with table topics and stepping up whenever there was a requirement. I think when I was supposed to be on the stage for the first time as a general evaluator, I think I took my own sweet time realizing, oh, I'm up next, and Alan was kind enough to step in
and get the ball rolling, which is great. Um, Regarding table topics, it was good participation from the guests, thoughtful answers. And when you look at the theme of the meeting, topics were related to the theme, which is great. But otherwise, it's a very somber topic. We generally don't associate mental health and try to combat it with laughter. But what we did see today is that not just there's a serious side to it, but how to overcome it with good humor. So that's great. Evaluations. To be honest, I thought it would be very difficult to evaluate when we have such powerful speakers. Not to mention, we have a room full of Toastmasters, not part of this club, but people who have been at Toastmasters, which means they've had that exposure, and it's a difficult evaluation. But I'm happy that Sarah did justice to the role. So did Carolyn when she could relate to the personal experience. And when I look back on the overall speeches as well, the first thing that happened was, it was personal. Both the stories were personal. It was a story, which means the moment you started, you take the listener back to their own time. I started thinking about what was my relationship with my father. Or when Chan was narrating her story, I was thinking, what was my childhood like? And it kind of gives you a halcyon view of what's gone, but with hope for the future. Which brings me to the word of the day. We use the word of the day in burst, which is to say that we used it for a while and suddenly we forgot about it, but I'm happy that we brought it back. Thank you, Mary, for that. And all in all, I think it was a good meeting, very supportive. And as powerful Steve said, there was good participation from the guests, and I think it's a good thing to be having in any meeting. So thank you very much.
See an evaluation, I think that was amazing. For the day. Now I'd like to call the wordsmith, our counter, to provide their report on our ahs and ums and word of the day usage.
Thank you, Chair. So I'll start with the word of the day option. And including Alan's use there were 5 uses, which was it was a bit of a tricky word. In terms of our I counted 14 and 11 us, which is actually not bad given how much was going on in this meeting, how much speaking was occurring. So overall, I think it's quite a good meeting from the Westmouth Auckland perspective.
All on Philippe to present the Table Topics Award for this evening.
We're fairly competitive table topics. The winner edged out by a single vote. So we present this award to Chan.
Yay.
We'll just have a quick PR shot there. All right, congratulations. Great. The guests always win. It's right there. They always get the most votes. All right, now we do have some time and we'd like to end with something humorous. I know Marie says she has a humorous story. She's our humorist tonight. We haven't had a humorist for a bit. We have some time to end it. The librarian is not opening the door, so we're good.
Should be fine?
Yeah, it should be fine.
Okay. Hi again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Last Saturday, I went grocery with my small kids, 5-year-old my son and 7-year-old daughter. Then, sorry. Yes, we went shopping. Then, for me, grocery with small kids. For me, I just need milk and butter. Then that's it. I wanna leave soon. But for small kids, not like that. They enter grocery just like Wonderland. Mommy, huge cake. I need it. We need it. Ooh. little needed. Mommy, that's mommy's favorite Japanese snack. Oh, 2 for 4, we must buy. Ooh. But anyway, they endlessly ask me. So, but then I ended up slowly, bit by bit, I was emotionally manipulated by those tiny creatures. And I ended up buying tons of snacks. Oh my God. Then I went home. Each of us had a cupcake. Then we start eating. Halfway through eating, suddenly my 5-year-old son started crying. Oh, mommy, I'm hungry. What? But he's still, the cupcake is in his hand. Of course he can keep eating, but he's kept crying, I'm hungry. So, oh well, I gave my halfway through cupcake in front of him and I told him, okay, after you finish eating yours, you can eat mine. Then suddenly he stopped crying and he's so happy. Then what happened is he finished eating his. Then he said, Mommy, I'm full. I don't need yours. What? What a crazy creature. But then I realized something important. Of course, he had enough amount of cupcake, he's tiny. But what he needed was a secure feeding. That was mental health. And I thought, we are also same. We don't need more money, or we always need money, or need clothes, or need snacks. But no, actually what we need is a secure feeling that another cupcake is always waiting you for you somewhere.
Surprise ending. All right, I'd like to, before I close the meeting, I'd like to thank the guest speaker, Steve Chan, for taking the time navigating through that crazy traffic to come here. I'm sure it was a considerable. Thank you. Oh, so Steve has some books. The title is Own Your Stage, 12 Practical Steps to Inspire any audience and impact the globe. Excellent. And how much books go for?
$30 investment.
$30 investment. And that's a $30 investment.
Years,
What?
it's 52 years of experience. So it's
52 years of experience for only $30. All right. All right. So I want to thank all the guests, Ryan and Brian for coming, Dimitri and Jason for coming as well, and of course our members, Philippe, Kelsey, Linda, Carolyn, Sarah, excellent evaluations, and thank you for coming back, Sharang. Haven't seen you for a bit. Hope to see you more often, right? And I think we have like a minute. If any guests, they have any feedback on what they found in the session, like maybe you do like a 10-second spiel, right? What you guys like, or what you guys think we could do better? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ladies first.
Yeah, go ahead, Laura.
All right,
Yeah.
real quickly, thank you very much for the opportunity of sharing my thoughts. I enjoyed myself very much. I learned there was no pressure to get involved in any way at all, which is beautiful. Not that I don't want to get involved, but it's nice just to see other people doing something so that we can learn from them. Because in our silence, we learn more. When we're talking, we can't really learn that much. So I like the fact that it was a fair balance and a good support for everybody. That was really good. Thank you very much.
Right.
Well, I'd just like to say this was totally unexpected for me, honestly. I've heard about Toastmasters from my wife, who did it like 35 years ago. And she always loved it, but had to leave like some of the people that are here tonight. And I tried to get her to come with me, but she had another event. But just the stories you told and the way that you told them, I was very pleased to be part of your company. So that's my comment.
You have any comments? I don't. Yeah. You can just do it from there.
Yeah. Very familiar, which is nice. It's different, which is also interesting. So I'm looking forward to learning a bit more about the new Toastmasters. Really want to say I'm very happy for you that you had such a great turnout of guests. That's very important. And clubs are always looking for new people, and you know, guests are the lifeblood of Toastmasters. And new members are. So, you know, I encourage you all to, you know, to think about participating. If not in this club, then maybe there's another club. Keep finding a club that fits you. And, you know, a long time ago when I was, you know, I started a lot of clubs and I was president of my club, and the guests would come and say, you know, you've seen the rest, you've seen the best, choose which one's right for you. Because that's really important. It's like, it's a relationship. You find a club you feel comfortable with, you feel like you're a good fit with, and then just allow yourself to kind of like, you know, get into it, have fun. Toastmasters changed my life at a time when I was, you know, having a very difficult time. And life was, you know, very hard. And a friend of mine invited me to Toastmasters, and it took me a while to kind of get into the swim of it. But when I did, it's like my life transformed for the better. So this is an amazing organization, and you meet amazing people. And one of the most amazing people you'll ever meet is yourself, because you don't know who you are yet. And when you find your voice, you find out who you are.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to say to each and every one of you, and thank you very much for the invitation. It is always a pleasure and an honor to be invited to speak, to do something that you love to do. So I thank you all very much for the invitation, and got you guys on my radar now, so I'll make a phone call. There is 20,000 chapters in Toastmasters in 145 countries. And I want to let each and every one of you know that if you want to make money speaking, speak to me. This book here, Own Your Stage, it's the 12 best things that I've learned over 52 years of being on stage. And if you notice, it says practical. This book is not something for you to read it. It's designed that you can go through it in an hour. The print is designed specifically for that. It's not about the read, it's about the practicality of the steps in which you're going to do to master the art of public speaking. I'm also offering anyone that purchased a book today 30 minutes of complimentary coaching, where you are, what you want to do, a 3 to 5 minute speech, whatever it is. I'm here to lend my experience over the years. Thank you very much.
Dimitri, any comments?
Thank you, Alan. It's my second visit to this club, and I find it really very interesting, engaging, welcoming atmosphere, very supportive. And today there are more people. I was very impressed with speeches by Steve. It's like a theater performance, basically. And Chen, I was impressed with your speech as well, and all the table topic speaks as well, including myself, of course. So it was, yeah, good job. Yeah, it's a great club. I attended, and I'm looking for other clubs, but looks like I'm liking it more and more.
It's good to know.
Yeah, thank you.
Any comments for us, Jason?
This was good. This felt nice. If I could get to half of where you guys are, I'd be much better off.
Not good, when?
When?
Half would already be amazing.
Alan, give me 1 second. I asked you a question at the very beginning of the class. Do you remember the question I asked you? Remember the statement?
I remember the answer.
Can you sign up now?
Oh, yeah, that was, that's not a question.
You're right. I made a statement. Are you ready? What you've seen today, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, all right.
For us.
Yes, it was an amazing experience, and I have to say, the energy, regardless what stage of journey you're at in Toastmasters, beginning, starting, saying yes, advanced, the energy in this room makes me feel so comfortable. I have to be honest. I mean, yes, I was intimidated at first. I'm a guest, like, I don't know anyone. I'm doing a presentation to take me to the next level. But this is why coming to Toastmasters and getting evaluation, it does something to you in everything Toastmaster related, but outside of Toastmasters, in your confidence, in your communication, in everything you do, whether it's your job or making new friends or just being impromptu, talking to the cashier, making small talk, which I think our city needs a lot. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for having me today. Last Saturday, I met Alan. I gave my workshop and I met him. And I thought, District 60, we have a lot of Toastmasters club. And each club has different strengths and weaknesses. But if we support each other, then we can build up each other. That's why I came here. So I never take on evaluator role, the table topic evaluator role, because my club doesn't have that role. And also humorist role, this was the first time. So I challenged myself, but my decision was right, because I was nervous and I froze, but I had so much fun, and I got some confidence. So that was good. And also, thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity, and maybe I should stop.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So Toast. So Toastmasters and guests, when you're actually part of your home club, you don't have to stay in your home club. A lot of people do that, and they don't realize there's a whole.
We don't evolve.
Yeah, exactly. There's a whole ecosystem of clubs out there in the whole area of Toronto. And I found that out last Saturday. I have the connections. If you want to speak at any of the other clubs, just let me know. I can put you in touch with how many clubs in that group they represented? Maybe around 10, I think. Right?
60?
Oh no, I'm just in the little club growth, like the WhatsApp group that from last time. About 10, right?
Now like 10.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, so it's already like 10 clubs just right there. And
You have a WhatsApp group?
you know, we have a WhatsApp group called Club Growth. Yeah.
Oh, I can join that?
Of course. Yeah.
Snap.
Yes.
Speak twice.
If you have time, can you explain, can you tell us when you're a member of a club, how you get exposure to the other clubs? If you have the time to share how that works.
Oh, yeah, just 10 seconds, exposed to the other clubs. Basically, District 60, Toastmasters60.com has a website that has a calendar of events, and you can attend any of those events. A lot of those events are posted around Toronto.
We're trying to.
All right. So that's one avenue. And WhatsApp groups, like the one that I'm part of.
We're trying to get it out.
Thank you for coming. The meeting is now closed. That's my sign that we're ending. All right. Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming. And please turn in your guest form. If you fill out the guest form,